An awesome Sunday. Go ahead and turn your cameras on if you're willing. We love to see your faces. And we're going to go ahead and get started here in just a minute. All right, guys, it is Sunday, June 23rd. I can't even believe it. We are going to start this call off with the one and only Armisha Onken, who, by the way, I'm just going to tell you, is such a blessing to me and our team. And she's just so knowledgeable when it comes to all things natural and less toxins in your life. This woman knows what she's doing. She loves essential oils. She loves eating healthy and keeping her family on point when it comes to that. So I am so blessed to have her as a teammate, and for all of you to learn Armisha's story. And she's also going to tell you what to pay attention to that's going on in LifeVantage. So Misha, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Shauna. Hey, thanks for having me talk tonight, guys. If you missed it, my name is Armisha Onken. I'm a Pro 3 from here in Glenville, Nebraska. A little bit about me. You know, I joined the company in August of 2017. I met with my upline, and the very next day I signed up with the Platinum Pack. I knew the products were great. I knew that they were natural, and I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. So I just went ahead and signed up with that Platinum Pack. I did not tell my husband. Not that I didn't need to, but I just didn't. I knew that this was a great thing for our family. And then when I finally did tell him, you guys, he didn't talk to me for 3 days. Because $1,200 is a lot of money. But after 3 days, he comes around, he's like, okay, obviously you believe in this, so tell me a little bit about it. So I told him, and he looks at me and he says, those hippie meds, right? Okay, fine. Do what you got to do, guy. And kind of laughed about it. And finally, he started taking the products, believed in the product. Then he's like, all right, this is legit. This is real stuff. And he's like, why aren't you doing the business? And I told him, I'm like, that's not my thing. I don't like numbers. It's not my thing. And he looked at me and he says, it's not your thing, or you just don't understand it and you don't want to learn. And that kind of struck me. And so I reached out to Sarah Reichstein. Thank you, my dear. And we went and we sat, and she ran the numbers for my husband, and he's the number guy. And he's like, we need to do this. Like, this is legit, and we need to do this. By the end of the conversation, Sarah and Ben had decided that I was going to go to Anaheim in July. I did not attend my first meeting, anything, until a whole year later, you guys. I went to Anaheim as a Pro 1, and I was like, okay, this is a girls' weekend. I believed in the products, and I believed in the company, but I didn't believe that I could do this as a business. And I went to Anaheim, and I'm going to tell you, it changed the entire outcome for me. I went there as Pro 1, and I walked into there thinking, this is going to be great. This is going to be a girls' weekend. We're going to have fun, which we did. But I came home with so much more. I came home with massive amounts of belief. I came home with friendships. And you guys, I came home with belief in the company, but I came home with belief in myself. You have got to get to these events. They are just mind-blowing. I left Anaheim, and 1 month later hit the rank of Pro 3 because of the belief that I got from that one event. It just inspired me that much. So speaking of important to show up, you guys, these Sunday night calls, they're super important too. It's consistency. It is setting the grounds for our entire week. We have some of the greatest leaders, and they're literally setting the foundation and throwing out wisdom nuggets. We just have to listen and be willing to learn. That's all. If you're willing to do those things, the only thing holding you back is yourself. And when we show up to these calls, it registers in our brain, okay, this is important. This is my business. I'm showing up. I'm going to do this. This is my business. I'm owning it. But when we show up and our team sees us showing up, it sits with them and they see what we're doing and they duplicate it. It's that simple. Consistency, just show up, be here. And why not? Why not show up on these calls and listen to some great people inspire you for your entire week? You guys, speaking of setting ourselves up, we have the 10-year anniversary coming up. How about that anniversary mania? Guys, those free start kits. Who is killing it? Why not? Why are you not killing it? Don't make it weird. Have you talked to somebody about the business prior? Why not reach out to them? I'm challenging everybody on this call today, 5 people. 5 people you've talked to about the business. I want you to reach back. You know, I know we've talked to you about joining the business. We've got free start kits right now. Essentially, all you're doing is buying your product. Are you interested? Is that weird? No, it's not weird. Don't make it weird, guys. Stop. Same thing. You guys, rejection is redirection. That didn't work? Okay. Go to the customer that is using products currently and you've discussed the business a little bit with them and say, hey, I know you're enjoying that Vitality Stack and that Axio. What about, purchasing one of our kits? You get the business essentially for free and you get a huge discount on the product. Was it weird? No, I didn't make it weird. Keep it simple. Just move forward. And again, rejection is redirection. They reject you, just move on. You guys, and an anniversary. Speaking of anniversaries, 10 years. That's pretty astounding for a business, especially in network marketing. You guys, this is insane. It's going to be a blast. Who is going to be in Kansas City? This girl. I'm going to be there. I hope to see all of you guys. You guys, these events, like I said before, really set the foundation for your business. And honestly, if you have a regular 9-to-5 job, do they invest in you as an employee? Do they send you to trainings? Do they send you to meetings? Yeah, heck yeah, they do. This is investing in yourself. This is investing in your business. It's that simple. You guys, I've gone to Anaheim. I've gone to Utah. My husband obviously believes in the product, obviously believed in the numbers and the business side. He finally got to go to South Carolina. And he was sitting there. You guys, he had his ticket bought for Kansas City before I did. And at one session, he turns and looks at me and he goes, I get it now. I'm like, you get what? He's like, I completely understand why you go to these things. He's like, it's uplifting. He's like, it's inspiring. I'm not going to miss another one. And I'm going to tell you guys, July is a crazy busy time for us. We are super swamped. And my husband is like, I'm going to Kansas City. So hopefully he doesn't disappoint me and totally make me look like a liar on this call, but he keeps saying that he's going. And anybody that farms or does hay to walk away from that in the busy time, you guys know how crazy that is. But that just shows you how important it is to my husband and to us that we're investing in ourselves and in our business. And speaking of business, you guys, how about pace setters? Who's all close? Do you know you're close? Do you know your numbers? You guys know your numbers. If you don't know them, call your upline, get a hold of them, and just ask, hey, what do I need to do? Where am I at? We will all help you. And if one of us can't help you, the other one most certainly will. Guys, I can leave you with anything this evening. Follow up. I've challenged everybody on this call to reach out to 5 people. I want results. Like, you can do it. Just don't make it weird. So follow up. You guys, you have to believe in yourself. Get to these events, because if you don't believe in yourself, these events will throw you into believing in yourself. Invest in yourself. Again, get to these events. You guys, you have the power to create change. We all do. I believe in every single one of you on creating that change, but you have to be the change that you want to see. All right. 5 people, create the change, light the fire. Let's go.
Misha, I love you. I think look at her. Hold on. She just took a deep breath. Does everybody see her face? She was so scared out of her mind to talk on this call. And she just crushed it, you guys. This woman has so much passion. I just think you're incredible. I'm so blessed to have you on our team. And here's why, guys. I'm going to tout on her for just a minute. She's enrolled over 50 people into her business between customers and distributors. This girl knows what she's doing, okay? She is so passionate. You can hear it in her voice, right? She's just so passionate. But she also makes her business a priority. When she talks about consistency, she's true consistency, okay? She absolutely starts conversations every day. So, Misha, I love that you put out that challenge of 5 people, guys. Seriously, 5 is easy. I say go for 10 this week, right? Go for 10 invites this week. We can have 2 kinds of invites. You can have conversational invites where you're just talking to people on a daily basis, people you run into at the coffee shop or your coworkers, or you're like sitting next to the parents at the basketball tournament I just came from, right? Meeting new people constantly. There was probably 100 new people I walked by this weekend to start conversations with. Just asking them, how are you? Where are you from? Finding out their pains, asking questions. Those are conversational invites. If you live anywhere in the Midwest, you know the 2 things people complain about: the weather, right? The weather and their health, okay? Or someone's health around them. Just find out what their pain is and say something simply like, there was a ref who was a 78-year-old ref, which by the way is crazy in itself, that was complaining to Greg about his knee pain and all these other things. How easy is it to say, hey, I might have something that could help you with that. If I can, if we can share contact information, I can share that with you. That's a conversational invite. Be aware that that's happening every day around you. The other one is the direct invite, guys, and that is just reaching out and asking people to watch a video, right? To watch a video about something you're really, really passionate about. So just as important as the invite, Misha brought it up, is the follow-up. And I can't wait to introduce our next speaker to you guys tonight. This is my good friend, Dr. Shaw McKee. She's a pro 8 in this business. She, guys, like, I can't even say the words. She laughs at me all the time because I can't pronounce all the big words. But Shaw McKee is a neuroradiologist, right? She is amazing. Her hubby is a gastro. Here's the deal. She's a super athlete. She's a 2-time Ironman and a triathlete as well. She does like those ultra marathons where she used to, or I don't know, still does, but she's super amazing athlete. But I think her most important role after I've gotten to know her and her heart is that she's a mom of 2 teenage boys, and she loves them so much. And she's a mom of a dog. And I can't wait for her to just share with you a little bit about her story and why LifeVantage is really changing their family's life, as well as she's an expert at the follow-up, guys. She is a pro 8 and has an amazing team of people. So Shawn, take it away, girl.
Hey, name sister Shauna, thank you so much for having me on your call. I'm so excited to be joining your Rockstar team here tonight. You have such like the powerhouse, like 26 incredibly engaged, on fire teammates, and what an honor to be here. So thank you so much. And the speaker that was just on just killed it. It was amazing. The invite, nothing happens without an invitation. And in fact, that's what you're going to be talking with my team tomorrow night about, is the invitation and how to just get this out there. And so I'm so grateful that, we are working together, because we've got the cookie, as Gabe Pearson always says. We've got the cookie, and sometimes we just get so knotted up into how to get that out there to people. And the invitation is, as beautifully stated right before I got on, is so critical, and it's just so simple, and we've got to keep it simple. But the other thing we have to keep simple is the follow-up. And we can invite all day long, and we're going to touch people, we're going to impact people, we're going to move people, But until we actually go back, circle back around and say, hey, what did you think? And not actually, I'm going to restate that. I don't like to say, hey, what do you think? Because that will invoke the inner critic. So instead of saying, hey, what do you think? And I apologize that I accidentally said that. They say, hey, what did you like best? But did you get a chance to watch? What was your favorite part? But really the most simplistic thing that we all miss on the follow-up is a system to have in place where we actually keep up with every single person that we've invited to take a look at this. And that is, I mean, it's so absolutely foundational, and we all miss it. I've missed it for years, and I still am not 100% on this. And I want to tell you, it's so critical to have a place where you put every single person that you've invited to take a look at this, whether it's a notebook, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet. And honestly, I do have an Excel spreadsheet. And whether or not you have to pay somebody, minimum wage to keep an Excel spreadsheet for you, and you just message them everybody you've added, because honestly, there's so many ways to do this. For me, I cannot open up an Excel spreadsheet and put a name in there every day, every 4 or 5 times a day. I mean, and I say 2 a day, every day is what Sue Brody recommends. I don't know what that you just said, but I think 5 a day is just huge. I mean, that would be enormous. But 2 a day, 3 a day is doable, or at least 1 a day. But because life and we're going here, there, and everywhere, and we're just throwing this into the nooks and crannies, which we do, and I recommend that you do it, because it's the only way to build a business while you're already being busy being you, and you've already got a full life when you introduce this business into your life. So there's no way you can carve out like, oh, I'm going to take an hour a day to organize my Excel spreadsheet. So if you have to pay a teenager, $5 or $6 an hour, or whatever the minimum wage is, to maintain a spreadsheet, and you figure out a way, like, I'm going to just text message 3 names to this person, a day, and then they add those names to the spreadsheet, that's just great, because then you can open up that spreadsheet and you go, oh my goodness, Fred Jones, I haven't followed up with Fred Jones, or, Sally Smith, and by following up, I don't mean pestering, I don't mean saying, hey, did you watch that video? Hey, did you watch that video? Maybe just like touching base with them and saying, hey, I saw your daughter at the 4-H show. She had a beautiful whatever. Just touch base with them, because they remember that you shared this with them, and just keeping yourself in the forefront of their mind, and keeping them in the forefront of your mind is so critical. And simply taking a moment to just ask, maybe it's, hey, did you get a chance to watch that ABC News report? Or what did you think about, John Quinonez's blood work? And maybe they didn't watch the video, but they're going to go, well, what do you mean? What do you mean about his blood work? And they're going to watch it. Some thought-provoking, curiosity-provoking question is so critical. And if they have watched the video and they're, and it's obvious that they've watched the video, then maybe just say, hey, what, just checking in, what questions can I answer? It's just so crucial that you ask the question, maybe, to inquire whether they have questions, because maybe they do, and they're just like, so, we're all so busy. Sometimes we assume that they're not getting back to us because they don't like it, or that they think that we're trying to sell them something, and that's all in our head. You got to remember that is in your head, and the reason they're not getting back with you is they're just busy. They're busy. They're, trying to keep their head above water. So sometimes it's just great to just offer them the easy button, like, hey, I know you're busy. Maybe you would like to watch this 3-minute version, and maybe they'll be like, oh my gosh, thank goodness, because 9 minutes, there's no way I could carve out 9 minutes. You've got a 3-minute video. Awesome. So I think that's so critical, is just to kind of be helpful. And the main follow-up is really the relationship follow-up. So if you haven't been able to kind of quote unquote pin them down that they've watched it was that you just share with them, just follow up on their Facebook profile, stay a good friend, be a fan. If their child has an amazing game in Little League, you know, put a post out there saying, oh my gosh, you know, Susie Q had such a great, you know, home run. That was amazing. Just be a friend. But the main thing is just don't forget about who you've shared this with. And you have to have a system to remember everybody, because we are living our lives and we're sharing. Of course, this whole thing is, if it's part of your life, if you're like me, this is who you are. It's sharing. This is just instinctual. It's innate. It's what I do. And so sometimes, because it's part of every day that I do, I just instinctually share it, I will forget who I've shared it with. So it's really crucial for you to get a system, for you to get every single person that you've shared this with down in one place, where you can once a week, twice a week, once a day, hopefully, sit down and look at that repository of everyone that you've shared this with and go, okay, I haven't checked in with Bob Jones. I haven't checked in with, you know, Bertha Mayhill or whatever, you know, you got to, and you know, you look at it and you're thinking, okay, I'm on top of this. I've followed up with everyone. I've checked back with everyone. And then you realize there's 8 names on that list that you have completely forgotten that you actually shared it with. So it's so crucial to have that. What do you use, Shauna? What is your follow-up system?
I love it. I use an Excel spreadsheet as well, but I do it myself. So when I first met Sean, she was so busy. She was like, Sean, I don't even know how to do an Excel spreadsheet, so I pay someone to do it. And that's amazing, because I said that the thing about it is that I loved about that when she said that, guys, she found a way. It wasn't something that was easy for her, but she knew it was important to her business. So she found a way. So kudos to you, Dawn.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. I mean, there is a way. I mean, and you don't have to be a computer guru to do this. And I have actually, as I was talking to you guys, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, wouldn't it be great to have an actual teenager that I didn't have to pay, like, you know, big bucks, like, to just say, okay, add this name, you know, Judy Jones, you know, Martha Miller or whatever, and just shoot it over to somebody that actually just goes, okay, let me just enter this. And it takes that, oh, it's great. You know, the teenager takes a nanosecond to enter, you know, the name Martha Miller and Judy Jones into a spreadsheet. And, you know, what, you could pay him $1 a name. Who knows? You just figure it out, because it's so crucial to have something that's easy for you to just, boom, it's there, it's documented, it's in pen and ink. And then to make the time to, this is key, to make the time to go back and address the list. And actually, you know, go back and make sure everyone has been touched and circled back to and followed up with. And again, it's hard not to be a pest if you've only got 3 or 4 people. That's the beauty of it. If you've got this system and you've got it so it's just like boom, 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 you know, drop this name on a list or whatever your system is. Maybe it is easy for you. You've got this Excel spreadsheet on your cell phone and you just type the name in, because obviously we can do that, right? It's not hard. I could be the teenager. You could be the teenager. But do 3, 4, 5 a day. Again, the invitation is so beautiful. It's so simple. You know, who do you know who needs help with this? Or when you were saying you had issues with this, are you open to learning about blah, blah, blah? Just throw that question. Once you've asked the question of somebody, which is the invitation, throw that name into the bucket of people to follow up with. And once you've got that system down, you can just train on that. You can just keep going and have that list of people that have been invited. Circle back once a day, once every other day, whatever. Make sure you touch each name again with a question, with maybe an additional piece of information, with maybe an invitation to join a group. And if you're kind of gone down, if you've gone down the here's a piece of information, what do you think? And there's just no response. It's kind of crickets or the ghosting or whatever you want to call it. That's when you become a fan. That's when you go back to their wall and love their profile picture, comment on their posts, encourage, and just be a friend. And number one, that's the right thing to do as a human being. And number two, they're never going to forget what you shared with them. And the fact that you're now rooting them on, they're going to feel good about you. You know, whenever they think about you, they're going to have good feelings. And one day they're going to remember what you, well, they're always going to remember what you share with them, but one day they're going to have a need. And maybe, you know, right now they don't think they need to activate their antioxidant enzymes, and they don't think they need to reduce the inflammation and blah, blah, blah. But someday life's going to come around and they're going to go, you know what, you know, Shauna shared with me this thing, you know, Monica shared with me this thing, maybe I ought to take a look at it. So because we've not forgotten about them, they're going to come back to us. They're not going to forget about us. But if we forget about them, they're going to forget about us. So we've got to have a system. So I would love to hear what other people.
Such good advice. Sean, a couple questions. Okay. Yeah. In 60 seconds, because of your brilliant brain, if people didn't hear, Sean's like got 19 initials behind her name. I don't know all of them, but when I asked her what her initials were, it just went on for a long time. But in 60 seconds, why do you love the products of LifeVantage?
Why do I love them? Because they get to the root cause of why people feel crummy after age 20. Because, you know, I was doing everything I possibly could, eating right, exercising, taking supplements, and I still didn't feel like 100% me. I didn't feel like I had my mojo after, you know, mid-40s. I felt old. And I was able to simplify, instead of taking, you know, 20 plus natural anti-aging things a day, to take 1 to 2 to 3 and feel 10 times better. You know, that was, it simplified my anti-aging regimen. It simplified my, you know, biohacking and health regimen. And obviously the fact that it's, you know, safe and has a lot of peer-reviewed published studies, and my dog wags his tail more. So what's not to love about that?
I love it. Okay, so what do you love most about this business? Have you done network marketing before? And why are you doing network marketing? And why do you love what's happening in your world?
Oh, that's a great question. I've never done network marketing. I'm a radiologist, so I work in a dark room, and I used to talk to a person who would transcribe the things that I said. Now I talk to a machine that is dragging, naturally, you know, dragging addictive. So it's not, I can't even crack a joke. Like I used to be able to, like, you know, lighten the mood by like, oh, ha ha ha, you know, I say something funny and know that, you know, 2 hours later, another human being on the other end of that would be cracking up, and then, you know, maybe even shoot me a note. And it was wonderful. But that was my only human interaction at work, other than with the tech and the patient. But by the time I got to the patient, usually the patient was gone and the tech had already scanned them, and I'm just getting images. But occasionally I would have to go in and intervene. But today's world, you know, I'm in one place, the images are being created in another place. The patient's not only gone, but they were never in the same building with me. And I'm not even dictating to a person, I'm dictating to a program. So obviously what I love about network marketing is the people and the lives that I'm changing. And not only that, obviously the 85% of my business is customers whose lives I'm really impacting, but my business partners, we get to interact. I'm going to Ireland with 12 of them. You know, how awesome is that? You know, the company is sending us to Ireland, and we're going to go a couple days early. We're going to rent a castle. The whole team and I are going to be in a castle together. That's crazy. And then we're going to go with the incentive trip for 5 days, courtesy of LifeVantage. Tons of fun. I would never have met people, amazing people like Shauna and the whole gang of us that work together, you know, sideline to kind of synergize and optimize our businesses. And it's just so much fun, and I love it. So that's what I love best about this.
I think you're incredible. Thank you again for speaking to our team tonight. We appreciate you so much, and everything you bring to LifeVantage. You're incredible.
Well, you too, Shauna. Back at you. Thank you so much for having me.
I'll talk to you tomorrow night.
All right. Look forward to it. Take care. Bye.
Okay, guys, she is absolutely incredible. When I talk about a brilliant mind, she is a brilliant mind. Everything that all knowledge, when it just astonishes me over and over when we have all these amazing medical professionals that are so excited to be here for so many different reasons, that we need to realize what we have a hold of. I think sometimes we take it for granted, you know what I mean, every day, because we just love it so much, we take it for granted. But the world deserves to know. I believe the world absolutely deserves to know. Every person that you would love to feel their best and live their best, but also every person that you would love to be able to do this alongside and take along with you in this journey, we need to think about them. So 10 people this week, reach out to, invite them to take a look at biohackandactivate.com, one of the videos there. Then we do just what Sean says, we put that name on a list, we start our tracking system. You just have to figure out what's best for you. I just helped somebody put together a paper form because they said, I'm a paper and pen kind of girl. So we put together a paper form for them. Whatever is going to be best for you. Some people write in their planner and go back each week and just add to a master list. Whatever you need to do, just make a system. It's really, really important because you need to follow up. And like Sean said, this is a relationship business. We have got to build relationships with people because they're only going to do business with people that they trust. And you have to have a relationship for them to trust you. Last but not least, guys, 10-year anniversary. That's Anniversary Mania is closing up. We only have, 7 days left of Anniversary Mania, which is $50 off start kits. Let's talk about follow-up. Everyone that you have been talking to and having a conversation with, trust me, they want to know that it's $50 off this month because they're going to be pretty upset with you if they start in July and hear that if they would have started in June, they could have saved $50, right? So make sure that you reach out and also get signed up and registered for Kansas City. Like Misha said, can change your whole business. The event she went as a Pro 1. Next month after the event, she was a Pro 3. That's how much events can light you on fire. Make a commitment to yourself and your business. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. When we post the recording, make sure to get this out to your team. If you learned something tonight that you think can be helpful to them, I appreciate you all so much. You're the best team ever.